This U.S. Open Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. You can win up to 325 times your entry with their new Pick 8. Sign up with SGPN to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get the best data-driven props and picks from Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
This is Terry Francona, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Summer's here, right?
Summer is here. Yes.
Official?
No, not officially. The solstice starts on June 21st. But I mean, kids are out of school.
I will be on the island for the solstice.
Yes,
so.
Ryan's going on his one of his annual camping trips. We had Boston Capper in the chat, or while waiting to start the show, had to go yell at some children because they're out of school. So it does feel officially like summer.
I can relate. These young people, someone's got to get their ass kicked. It's unbelievable.
You probably shouldn't say that when referring to your children, Ryan. You're gonna get reported to some hotline.
I don't think I've ever told a story on air, but there was. Let's just say this. There was an incident where someone who's a minor in the house thought it might be wise to maybe try to record someone who wasn't a minor as they were being scolded because, quote unquote, this is abuse. Well, that didn't end well.
It is always funny to frame things of like you hear and I'm
imagine doing that to your parents.
Yeah, I'm not even a parent, but just like hearing the stories from parents or seeing stuff that kids are doing, and you're like, oh my god, the ass kicking would not have stopped if I.
And honestly, like it's one of these things too. It takes time, but you just have to realize the best strategy is always funnel it to where the collision happens with the wife.
So she's like the big man under the basket. You want to push everything towards her.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
She hits
how right you are
wag.
Until she realizes you're right through her brain and her eyes and her ears. I mean, I know I'm explaining females to most people right now, but it really did take a long time to master this. But now that with let's just say girls coming of age, very important that they have a Jedi master to smash their dumbass ideas down with.
All right, great start to the show. We're here talking golf, and what better way to break down the U.S. Open than with the gentleman from the Golf Gambling Podcast. We got Mr. Steve Schirmer. What's happening, Steve? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Really looking forward to this U.S. Open. We've had a couple clunker U.S. Opens in terms of some course setup issues, but I think this one is going to be a very spicy one. I think these guys are going to get tested pretty tough. It's going to be a classic U.S. Open that we're all used to with these guys going over par, lots of bogeys. Yes. Very excited to see these car crashes that I think we're going to see this weekend.
Yes, I love when Steve describes a course as spicy. Joining us as well, making his dramatic return to the Sports Gambling Podcast, co-host of the Golf Gambling Podcast. Couldn't make it last time. Big time to
Oh yeah,
Boston
big time.
What's happening? Oh yeah,
big time. You listen. You would have gone to any playoff game of your own team too. You would have. I would have done a Hammond, but you guys, listen. It would have been awful. It would have been terrible. Like it would just been bad. We all would have got canceled.
Yeah. How
was the game? Was it worth it?
Oh, it was fucking awesome. Listen. So the Panthers fans, I'll give them credit. They were pretty good. I was down at the front of the rink holding up refs of terrorist t-shirts. Every time I had people coming up to me taking pictures with me holding the refs or terrorist t-shirts up. People were looking at me like,
brand awareness.
who's this asshole? Why is he getting pictures taken with him? You know, and so every time a penalty would come up, I would literally turn around to the Panthers fans and just wave it in their face, and we go back and forth. There was some dumb kid in front of me, putting like 8-leg parlays in. I was like, hey man, you shouldn't do this, and here's why. And his
as a
girlfriend
plus
was
EV better, I might want to help you out here with your 18 parlay. Completely different than Underdog Fantasy's pick 8, which you can win up to 325x.
That's
Promo code
fantasy.
SGPN.
That's fantasy.
And
What a
of course, you miss DFS Idol, and you miss me kicking Kramer's ass.
You won.
Of course,
Didn't count.
Yeah, of
Capper
course.
wasn't here.
Capper wasn't there. And we didn't have anything riding on it because the time before we bet $200. I paid you your $200, and then we should have been make it take it. But no, we didn't bet anything for some reason.
Well, the scorekeeper,
and of course
here.
I won.
The official scorekeeper wasn't here with his no.
I would say since I wasn't here and the score technically wasn't kept, I would say it doesn't actually count.
Yeah, I know.
Also,
that's why it's bullshit.
Also, was a bullshit event at a bullshit course.
Also true.
Garbage.
Also true.
Garbage. I mean, we could have shot under par on that course, Sean.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. As a guy who
pretty sure. I mean, you saw the field; they dominated.
The field really just destroyed the course.
Right, I'll say this: the four of us playing best ball could have shot under par there,
absolutely.
and that's sad. Yeah, there you go. See, that's sad.
Probably.
That shouldn't be possible.
No,
I mean, I know you guys are good, but I'm just.
No, we're not good.
We're not good. I would imagine we're all basically scratch golfers with best ball.
Well, best ball.
With best ball, yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Yeah,
Oh,
4-man scramble. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an asterisk.
And Ryan is also correct with his takes about the females in the house and have like as a father of 4 daughters.
Ooh,
Ryan's take was 100% correct.
You're outnumbered, Capper.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, dude, I'm severely outnumbered. But,
it's an energy thing. Just trust me, right? Like you're not. It's like look at the Grand Canyon. That was water getting to where it wanted to go. Just let it. Just help it get.
Let it happen.
Yeah, that's it, man. You got to let it go. You got.
Well, perfect
it's crazy.
transition to a big storyline that actually could impact the U.S. Open. Breaking news: only a few hours before tape time, Rory McIlroy announced that he reconciled with his wife.
Whoa!
I mean, very odd story. One, that you do a big announcement. I mean, because they had been separated for a long time, right? And feel free to correct me.
He served her while he was like warming up for the tournament, didn't he?
Weeks ago. It's only been a few weeks, Sean.
No, but I thought they had been kind of like unofficially separated for a while, and then this was like the official announcement. But
sounds like some chips were pushed to the middle of the table and someone folded.
Maybe
someone
folded.
I like my millions of dollars. I don't want to give those away.
Maybe someone looked at the fine print on the prenup.
I can deal with you living in the west wing of the house. That's fine.
It's like
I'll keep my 150 million. You can do whatever you want with the pool boy. I'll be fine with the girl who calls the game. Everybody will be fine.
Drama aside, I mean, Steve, everyone liked the idea of Rory, single Rory. He was going to make a comeback. Now, what do we think about getting remarried Rory here? How's that going to impact him? Do you like Rory this week? Let's just start with Rory here, breaking him down.
Well, yeah. Well, for those who don't know, the narrative stream about Rory is that the last time he had a major breakup was 2014 from Caroline Wozniacki, and then he ends up winning 2 championships in 3 in a row. So, of course, people think, okay, single Rory going to start winning, and of course, wins Quail Hollow. It's announced later that night he ends up filing for a divorce. People start putting two together. It's like, all right, unleash Rory, we're good. And now we got him back married. But for me, listen, that's just narrative street. I try to focus on just the golf and the golf course. And, I really like Rory this week anyways. I think this is a little bit of unfinished business for Rory. Should have won the U.S. Open last year at LACC. And, even though it is firm and fast and guys are going to have big driving distances when the ball hits the ground, there's still plenty of opportunity to hit driver. It can be a little more forgiving out there too with the Wiregrass, not any deep rough or any penalty areas at all. You can go to Pinehurst number 2 and not lose a ball all day, even hitting in that junk. So, the iron play has been really good and really strong for the last month and a half or so. He's had a little trouble with the driver last couple of tournaments, as my co-host pointed out at our show tonight. But I think he can get it done. It's not as penal as Muirfield Village. And he's proven he can be really good, not just at US Open setups, but also firm and fast ones as well. So I actually really like Rory this week. Doesn't seem like, other than reconciling with his wife, not a lot of buzz on him at this golf course. I kind of like that. Similar position what he was last year when he finished second at LACC.
It's the reconcile thing, but you got to take him off the board. He's off the board for me, Sean.
Yeah, a little.
Where's his head? We know the mental games. Did he fly?
Sean can't bet him. Sean can't bet him the same reason I can't bet him. He's not a proper Irishman.
Yeah, not proper. And I this wild ride. I mean, shout out
which
to
is proper again, the north or the south?
Come on,
say it again.
It's not called
the north or the regular.
It's not called Southern Ireland. It's called Ireland.
Of course, I know.
26 plus 1 equals 1, Sean.
Which one did Braveheart come from?
No, he was a Scottish guy. Come on.
Stupid.
A shout out to Japan in the YouTube chat saying it reminded him of his middle school breakup. Yeah, I worry with golf being such a mental game. Like, it to me, and obviously Steve very sharp with his takes, but like I feel like that's got to bleed over a little bit. I mean, we all remember John Daly saying, when he was putting, he was thinking about how he owed his ex-wife $13 million. Like, some of that stuff has to bleed in a little bit. Now there are the opposite end of the spectrum of guys like Tiger Woods, who's going behind the Perkins and doing God knows what, and still is like locked in and golfing at an extreme level. So what's your
that's 100%
what's your
correct,
take,
because
Capper?
listen, I was on the fire department in Savannah, and there were guys who would be like, I will be a Walmart greeter until I die before my ex-wife gets her hands on my pension. Like, they were just working that. She will never touch my pension. I will be a Walmart greeter. That's it. So yeah.
Well, it's like that great Chris Rock joke. He's like, I'm not moving back into my mom's house because you're not in love anymore. But it does feel like the real star.
Grand opening, grand closing.
The real star will be the course itself. Before we turn the mics on, Steve, you were saying you're fired up about Pinehurst, how tough it's going to be. Kramer was showing me all these videos of people dropping the golf ball and it like rolling on the green for like 30 yards. What's your take on how hard this course is going to be, and what type of golfer does that benefit?
Well, I mean, so in 2014, it played extremely difficult. Even though don't let the winning score fool you, Martin Keimer played literally out of his mind that week.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a golf course that plays extremely tough, hard to hit greens in regulation, hard to get up and down, and he ends up leading the tournament in putting and getting up and down. That's how you win by 8 strokes. But overall, though, the field really struggled that year, and the reason why is because it's a very firm golf course, even though there are wider corridors. The star of the show at Pinehurst are the greens and the turtleback greens. You're going to hear that word all single week. What does that mean? Well, basically it falls off on all sides, and there's short grass on all sides of the green. And when the ball gets rolling to the wrong way at Pinehurst on these greens, it can repel 10, 20, 30 yards away. Makes it very difficult to get back up and down. And there's really fine margins between a good shot and a bad shot. I remember watching the first round in 2014. Favorite of mine, Henrik Stenson. Absolutely great iron player. Flagged it to 5 feet on the first hole, but he hit it a little too far. Didn't get enough spin on it. The ball rolled a little bit. Ends up rolling 20 yards down the hill. And that is the difference between a good shot and a bad shot. You have to be precise with your iron shots at Pinehurst. That's really going to benefit a really good iron player this week. Guys who are trending well with their ball striking heading in are going to do well. You're going to hear all week, okay, you want a good scrambler, you want a guy who's really good around the green. Well, the top 10 collectively in 2014 were losing strokes around the green heading into that tournament. Martin Keimer was 163rd in strokes gained around the green heading in, and he led the field in scrambling. And it's because it's not just, you can't just pull up your stats from TBC Craig Ranch or Eastlake or whatever. These are different types of chip shots. You got the guys talking about how they're going to use 3 woods from off the green, trying to get back up and down. This is unconventional. You guys can be creative. You got to think outside the box. You don't really know what strategy they're going to take. But the guys who are avoiding having to get up and down a lot are going to be a big edge this week. And that's really what you got to focus on. The guys hitting the ball the best, like that ain't typical US Open. But that's really going to be key this week. Precise iron play. For me, it was a big part of my handicap this week.
Yeah, no, I mean, a precise iron. You want some great iron play. Capper, to me, looking back on a Keimer, did feel like kind of just a crazy outsider, or is there stuff you're taking away from his game, like that you're going to bring into handicapping this US Open?
Oh, listen, if I'm being completely honest, I was not
Be
gambling on
honest.
golf when Keimer won this thing. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't. So like when I go back and look at this stuff, I'm like, yeah, it's wild. The fact that I remember Keimer winning the TPC. I think this is when I actually first started getting into golf. I moved to Jack's, worked for Merrill, and like we'd go there and like hang out. And I was like, oh, golf, that's fun. But yeah, I mean, based on like the player profile, I don't know, man. Like it's just so hard to think anybody's gonna win but Scottie. And I'm in that camp right now.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just so scared to bet anybody but Scottie. Yeah. And I'm being a complete pussy about it. It's fucking 3-1. It's terrible odds for a golf bettor. And yeah, I just find it very hard.
It's a 7-point dog on Sunday.
Yeah. Are we? I mean, we're 15 minutes in, haven't even mentioned the name Scottie Scheffler. Steve, do we just push all in and just bet everything on Scottie Scheffler, even though it's plus 300?
I mean, it depends on what you want to do with your betting card. For me personally, I maybe call it denial, call it pigheadedness, whatever. I'm not going to give in. I'm still going to probably bet these losers. I'm going to get my ass kicked.
I'm not going to give in to Scottie Scheffler.
I'm going to get my money taken away. But look, I mean, listen, you want to build a golf course for Scottie Scheffler, you probably build it at Pinehurst. I just mentioned precise iron play. He's the best iron player in the world. He can put it anywhere he wants off the tee. Really good around the green as well. You know, I guess if you want to throw some, maybe some contrarian angles at this, not always the best Bermuda putter. And this is, they actually changed it from Bentgrass to Bermuda.
Is this champion Bermuda?
This is champion Bermuda. Yes.
Champion Ultra Dwarf.
I listen to you, Steve. See, I listen.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Champion Ultra Dwarf Bermuda grass.
Wow.
Yes. So he's won on Tiff Eagle, but that rolls a little smoother than the stuff. And anytime he's been on some grainy Bermuda, hasn't got all that great for him. So that's an angle. Maybe the putter's cool. And also, I just mentioned, listen, he can, you can hit it to 5-6 feet like Scottie can do, but if the ball's rolling a little too much, rolls down a hill, there's going to be a little bit of luck factor involved this week. Maybe luck is not on Scottie's side. I mean, I know it's hard to believe based on all kind of the breaks he's been getting for the last, 3 months or so, but who knows, so I'm not giving in. I'm not going to bet plus 300. My co-host is going to be a coward and put that on his betting card.
I haven't made the fucking bet yet. I have not made the fucking bet yet.
Okay.
But listen, I'm sick. Once again, this is the best thing I can think of. Sideshow Bob stepping into the rake and slapping him in the face every single time where he goes, left and right. That's it. It's a betting against Scottie. And yeah, thank you. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's just there's so many things that he does so well. Like this, I'm so sick of losing money for him to win.
I know he is.
And every other bettor other than golf betting would be super happy. Be like, oh, it was 5-1, it was 4-1, it was 3-1, and we're like,
yeah, that's true.
Never bet.
Yeah,
3-1. No way. No.
My buddies are total casuals. They've just been betting Scottie Scheffler and Tiger over round props all year, and they've been killing it. So yeah, I mean, there is some merit to what my co-host just said.
Yeah.
Don't need to overthink it, Ryan.
I mean,
to be honest, so I think about it this way. I don't know shit about college football.
Yes.
But you know who I follow? Colby. Colby knows shit about college football. I'll text Colby. Hey, Colby, what are the 5 bets I should put in this weekend? And he'll say these. So I'm like, boom, there we go.
Colby,
done. I don't think about it. I don't know anything about it. Same thing with college basketball. Like, oh, UConn is the best team. Sweet. I'll put a future on that.
It does feel like UConn, where when the tournament started, you're like, I don't know, man. Yeah. Can they do it back to back? And then what did they cover? Like 10 games in a row between the two tournaments.
Yeah,
it was. I conceded eventually. I think towards the championship.
Their point margin over the last 2 March Madness tournaments is like 18.1 points. That's ridiculous. This is like the national championship tournament. They're
it really feels like that. Where it's like, hey, this is March Madness. We're going to talk ourselves into something fun, something different.
NFL bet on Scottie Scheffler.
Shout out to Ross in the YouTube chat of Funderburg, former D1 golfer here on site, saying Sahith is striping his irons this week, and
don't tell
Christian Bizunhot has some touch with the 3-wood from around the green as well.
God bless you.
I'm sorry. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Before we talk DFS Idol, some underdog picks. Steve, the obligatory Tiger conversation.
Oh,
To me, that there wasn't even
Why?
a consideration of putting him in, but I feel like we have to do our Tiger check-in. Any Tiger thoughts?
All right, how about a glimmer of hope for Tiger? Okay,
Oh, stop.
I like it.
Are you doing this?
it's a relatively flat piece of property.
ooh.
Okay.
It's not that difficult of a walk. Maybe it's a little difficult getting up and down those slopes if he misses a green for him. But overall, though, I mean, it's, we talk about Valhalla, a big walking up to tee boxes, Augusta National. I mean, we were thinking about places to bury my co-host up the 8th fairway as he was trucking up the hill there. So, difficult walks. Obviously, we saw Tiger just run out of gas at both events, but this is one where, relatively flat lies. It's good. He's going to be able to get around, but I think the one thing we've seen about Tiger the first, in 3 tournaments, that he's only played, is that there's a lot of rust with the iron game around the green and putting. Let me tell you, if you are rusty in those 3 areas at Pinehurst, you are not long for the tournament. So those need to be a lot sharper this week. This isn't like Augusta National where you kind of think his way around. He knows where to miss it. Just if you are not executing the shots, you're going to miss it. And the way he's been doing with those areas, there needs to be drastic improvement for him to do well. So not a lot of high hopes for Tiger. That's why I think his make cut prop is missing the cut is, I think, minus 300. His round 1 over under, I think, is 73.5, 74.5. The books aren't fooled anymore. They're setting it pretty high, and they have a very low bar for Tiger's expectations for this tournament.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, Tiger's lost it, but
It's not
maybe
sad. He's fucking 50 years old.
What do you mean? I can be sad because it means I'm old.
yeah.
Capper.
Well,
Yeah,
I
listen,
mean,
that's fine.
Yeah,
get
read
that.
between the lines, dude.
yeah, we're dealing with our own mortality
Yeah.
over here, Capper. Come on, relax.
We're
I almost
halfway
fucking
there.
died. You guys suck it up. You'll be fine until you get a stent. Pussies.
He did. He is leading the group in heart attacks. So congrats, Capper. All right, let's get to some Underdog Fantasy picks. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Get in over there. Get the special pick'em entry for new customers, and the deposit match up to $250 in bonus cash. Use the promo code SGPN. I mean, Steve or Capper, or let's start with Capper. Capper, what is an Underdog Fantasy play you like here? I mean, I'm looking at Tiger Woods. You can take his higher lower round 1. It's sitting at 74. You can take him round 1 leaderboard.
No.
Him to go in the top 10 is 5.5x spicy.
No.
Which,
Play the no.
no. I don't see him getting off to
No.
a hot start.
No.
But
What was the round 1
know.
thing? Forget the spicy thing. What was the first one?
74 strokes, higher, lower. 74 is pretty high, but we expect this
No,
course
it's
to be
not.
playing tough.
Higher.
What's up? Higher 74. All right, I can get down with that. Steve, what's another play you like? Of course, there's a ton of round 1 stuff. There's some full US Open stuff. The live stuff is really fun as well. If you forgot to get in some picks, or if you just tune in late Thursday or Friday, or even Saturday, Sunday, and you just want some action on that day, you can build some of these lineups. But Steve, what do you like? What do you like for the US Open over on Underdog Fantasy?
It's only 0.9x, but one prop I like on Underdog cards this year is just picking on Ricky Fowler and his demise. And his bogeys or worse are only 3.5. That's the same as premium players. And he has just been bad. Everything has just gone bad for him. And I just talk about sloppy play. He's going to get punished. I think 4 bogeys in the round 1, unless the USGA completely sets us up easy, which I don't see them doing. I think that's going to go higher. So I think you should throw that on the entry.
So Ricky,
So you're not worried about his T2 last time they were here when he shot one of the 3 people to shoot under par? Not worried?
No. The answer is no. Ricky
little
Fowler sucks at golf. He only is popular because he wore orange pants
Yeah, he's
one
good
time.
He's
And
good
a bunch of
looking.
nerds liked him.
little preview to Ryan's DFS lineup.
No, he suddenly just. I don't think he's in my lineup anymore.
So Tiger Woods higher 74 strokes, Ricky Fowler higher 3.5 bogeys. Do we want to toss one more in there, Capper? Steve,
What do you got?
I got another one.
Let's see.
So a guy who does not have any heart or balls especially major championships, and gets off to slow starts. And I cannot imagine this type of golf course. If he could not get in contention at Valhalla, a golf course suited for him, what is Patrick Cantlay going to do on a Bermuda firm and fast golf course in Pinehurst? His round one score is only 71.5. That's plus 1.5. So basically plus 2 or worse. In
That's
round
free
one.
money.
Let's go higher on that.
Free money.
Oh, I like this.
All right, I'm in.
Pretty
so
much.
we got higher Patrick Cantlay, 71.5 strokes. We got higher 3.5 bogeys or more for Ricky Fowler, and we got higher for poor old Tiger Woods, 74. Nice little payout here.
The
Over on,
Cantlay thing is almost a fucking lock.
I like you say almost.
Such
I
thing as free
appreciate it.
money, but it's as close as
this-
you're gonna get.
Is this correct? It pays 420.
I think you're right, Ryan.
If you bet 100, yeah, that sounds about right.
Get in over there, underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
Remember the Grand
Golf
Canyon.
SGPN. If we're gonna do it, it's golf.
Are you trying to
SGPN,
steal our
right,
promo code?
right.
All
Golf
right,
SGPN.
underdogfantasy.com, golf SGPN.
Sean appreciates the hustle.
No, I anyone wanting to get that promo code out there, I'm all for it. All right, let's move over to everyone's favorite portion of the program, DFS Idol. DFS Idol brought to you by Rhythm, of course, sportsgamingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM. Get in over there, get you the 7-day free trial. They got NBA player props for the NBA finals, but they have a ton of great stuff for golf. Maybe even some of my golfers I got from.
No, you didn't.
The Rhythm model, sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get in over there. All right, Kramer, since you lost last time,
I was gonna say I'm
Everyone
the
knows
worst. I'm the worst spokesman for Rhythm because I have 5 children, so I have no. I have
no, this
an
is not
Irish
the-
Catholic Rhythm
this is-
did not work
This
for
is
me.
not the Rhythm method, Capper. This
different,
is
yeah.
their method is AI. It is data testing.
Yeah, you didn't have any MIT data scientists help you with that process, did you?
No.
Because that. All right, this is a different rhythm then. Completely
Well, you
different.
know, it
rhythm.
is.
He's one of those guys who will get
It's a
penetration.
pretty simple formula.
Yeah, you didn't outsource anything to the MIT nerds. I can. I'm fairly certain of that. All right, do you want to go first? Are
No,
you-
no, Ryan.
There's an asterisk next to the last one. So.
No, I won last.
Yeah,
time.
so let's. I feel like even though I wasn't there, I feel like Sean should get credit for the win.
Okay, fine. That's fine. On a shit
Thank you.
course, on the worst course ever, the
So-
course they got Scottie
Listen,
Scheffler.
I agree with you. I
arrested.
can't believe Dana Scheffler is a goddamn major winner. It's kind of a joke,
I know.
but we'll
Nate-
see. We'll see. And you're a dirty guinea, and he's my Irish brethren, so I'm going to give him the win.
All right, that's
Kramer,
fair. All
fire.
right, so I'll go first, and first let me just say, because I don't think I did it on the show, but congratulations to Nagels Bagels.
Yes.
He's gonna be happy now, which certainly
No Saquon Barkley and Xander winning.
Well,
a
I'm starting to wonder-
major. It is the year of Nagels.
starting to wonder if he was the reason for the dark cloud over the Giants organization. If I could only show publicly some of the DMs I get from that man, it truly amazing. My own personal Newman, he's probably going to get upset with me now.
Newman.
Scottie Scheffler,
Own personal
13,000.
Newman. All right, I like that.
Scottie Scheffler. Well, I am Kramer, so Kramer had a Newman. Scottie Scheffler
Really?
for 13K.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
have small Asian men sleeping in my drawers though.
Chuck.
Wait, so I'm not an MIT data scientist, but it seems like
I mean, you
Scottie
fucking might as
Scheffler.
well be. What are you talking about?
Scottie Scheffler's odds to win this relative to everyone else, not exactly in line with his DFS price. So it seemed like an easy way to start my lineup. And I assume that not a lot of people play him because it makes the rest of the lineup pretty tricky. No, incorrect. Lots of people play him. Damn it.
Lots of people playing. So, but look, it doesn't even matter. So that's fine. It's a perfectly fine play. What's Scottie's worst outcome that we can
Fourth.
think of? What, top 10? Like he's still going to score. We're talking like 40 to 60% in MME, and then as far as like high stake stuff, even higher. So whatever, man. Listen, if Scottie screws you, he's going to screw 70% of the field anyway. And if somebody wants to take a stand, then let him. And whatever.
Listen to this, Sean. Since March began, first, second, eighth, fucking trash.
Yep.
Second, first.
I see a man slipping.
There's no floor.
He's had run-ins with the law. He's getting locked up. He's on a downward
God.
spiral.
Can we pause for a second?
John, let me,
That cop.
don't buck it, man. I'm telling you.
Hold
don't
on a
buck
second.
it.
We got to talk about this cop real quick. What a. I mean, it's not. It's probably like this is probably going to be taken the same way as the Caitlin Clark thing, where the clip team will probably just clip it up. But I mean, how is that cops not still employed by those people?
Did you see?
How are you not? I mean, it's like, dude, you're making us all look fucking bad.
Did you see the dummy? There was like a viral video of someone showed up to a member guest, and he had a dummy, like a scarecrow
beautiful,
type,
hanging out
like hanging on the door of his SUV.
And let me go a step further, because I watched the body fucking cam footage.
Oh, you did?
That supervisor that insisted he go in the ambulance. The fuck are you doing? You're a fucking. That's it. I'm done.
So,
I'm
I will
done.
say that is the difference between cops and firemen. That is the difference. A firefighter would just laugh their dick off at what happened, and it would never be to this. They would make fun of the guy who had a knee scrape, and you have to call somebody for your knee scrape.
Big Cat had a great joke. He goes,
that
that injury is actually diagnosed as a boo boo. Anyway,
Exactly.
Yeah, Scottie Scheffler, 13,000. Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to allow myself to get clipped and take exposed for saying Scotty's going to finish like T25 this week. Okay, I'm not going to do that. But
Scotty's winning. Scotty's going to win.
Look. I mean, I think my co-host makes a very good point. What is the floor on Scottie Scheffler? I think the fact that he's priced at minus 150 for a top 5, even.
That's
like,
crazy.
okay, fine. So you get what, T3, T4 this week? You can, even if he doesn't win, you can find the winner down the card here. So I whatever, you're going with 40% ownership.
Thank you.
It's a binary choice this week. If you want to go with Scotty, fine, go with it. You can still build a very good lineup with Scotty in there.
Can I say I feel like I intimidated the judges with that performance? I like
No,
it.
you didn't.
I like it.
You're 100%
Your turn,
wrong.
Sean. Hey, your turn, Sean.
Ryan, you went all in on this gentleman last time.
Oh no!
And this is the time
Brooksy.
you actually should take him. It is Brooks Koepka. Last time he played the U.S. Open at Pinehurst. Number 2, finished top 4, 2-time U.S. Open champion. I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but he's just been dominating the Live Tour. Kind of a little under the radar, according to my sources coming into the U.S. Open.
I mean,
$10,000.
just because you're not watching doesn't mean it's under the radar.
As someone who has also fell prey to the booger sugar, he is definitely into the Florida Panther run, Sean, and that should be a big red flag.
Oh, there were some videos that came out where
This year, he's back
Dude,
at it.
No, that
did I
was
tell
last
you?
year.
So I
He was
literally,
very excited.
so right before when I had the heart attack, my last post was with Brooks was all yacked up, and I was like, I miss cocaine. And then my next post was me in the fucking hospital with shit attached to me. And I was like, oh, that's great. Oh, that would have been my last fucking social media post. Great. I miss
that would
cocaine
be
in there. Yeah.
Pretty solid.
That would be a
actually.
funny one to go out on.
Yeah.
So are you in on Brooks this week at the U.S. Open, Capper?
There's only so many people who got the balls to be able to break down
Yeah.
and get Scotty. Brooks is one of them. But yeah, I got nothing. I want to bet Brooks. Man, it's so tough. Brooks will be the one to chase him down if it's possible. I mean, and he flashed in the stupid Houston event, which means nothing, but he showed everything that you want to see in Brooks before a major, and he is the goddamn man. And this is why I haven't laid the Scotty bet yet.
I mean, he's 20 to 1 outright. Steve,
20 to 1 is insane. It should not be 20 to 1 with these groups. There's only so many people can win majors at a spot like this.
Yeah.
Brooks should be 14 at best. Steve, am I wrong?
No, I mean, I don't think Brooks should have a 2 in front of his name at a U.S.
No.
Open. Very typical U.S. Open where, this is the type of tournament where he would thrive, where difficult conditions, you can kind of chop off half the field he knows you're going to beat, and then just becomes a mental game at the end. And, with Pinehurst as well, this is not a golf course that you're just going to go out and get and be aggressive. If you are aggressive, you're going to get punched in the face at this place, and that's where Brooks has been very good, hitting the middle of greens, getting up and down, grinding out good scores. So yeah, I mean, at this type of golfers, he should be good. I mean, but we've been saying that for the last 2 tournaments as well. And, like my co-host said, these live events really don't mean anything. Yeah, he's coming in with pretty good form with the ball striking, hit it great in Houston. That golf course was absolute trash. So there's not a whole lot to really glean on that. And I'm usually a Brooks guy. And maybe it's because I was heavy on him the first 2 tournaments. He really disappointed me. If he's got low ownership, which is kind of hard to believe if he would for a US Open, it'd probably be a good play, but I don't know, just something's just off with him. And
wait, are you not back in Brooks now?
I don't know about it. Maybe I got a bad taste in my mouth after what happened at the Masters and the PGA.
I got a bad taste for your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I love how Capper goes from his heartwarming story about his heart attack, and then he's refilling his gin.
Well, I also had Brooks. I figured I'd ratchet up the degree of difficulty. 23,000 on 2 golfers.
Sean,
yes,
drinking.
Oh,
it's fine for that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Capper does look like he's a little lubricated.
Yeah. He's doing good out there.
Sun. I'm on
got a little sun.
I guess the thing about, let's put a bow on Brooks.
Sure.
Is after he won the PGA.
Fuck my broadcast partner's heart attack. Let's talk about Brooks.
No, after he won the PGA last year, that was a I can still do it moment. That was actually a pretty emotional win. And since then, did not play all that great at LACC, played pretty poorly at Royal Liverpool, played bad at Augusta, played really bad at Valhalla. And I don't know, maybe was that it for Brooks? Was that the one where he got the check mark? And ever since then, maybe he just has lost, a little bit of sharpness. I don't know. I mean, I'm just.
I feel like Brooksy gets 6. Don't you feel like Brooksy gets 6?
This is weird. There's some weird sexual tension between Capper and Brooks Koepka here.
He's really.
Did you run into him at the hockey game and something happened?
Oh, he's so cool.
No.
Is that what the girls next door are gossiping about? Brooks and Capper. All right,
Kramer, you're also on Brooks, so I'm going to go to my next golfer.
Yes, please.
Ludwig Aberg. He's finished outside the top 25 just one time since January. He's not scared of Scottie. You can knock him down. He gets right back up. Great ball striker, and he can avoid bogeys. It's only $9,600. My model has that as a tremendous steal.
Great play.
Sean, can you send me your model?
Yeah, I'll send it over. Steve, how say you on Ludwig Aberg as a DFS play?
I mean, he's a pretty popular darling of the DFS community and the betting community. Everybody loves the shiny new toy, and Ludwig is definitely one of those guys. But I mean, everything he just said is very true. If I think about a consistent plodding ball striker, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I mean, Ludwig just hits the ball on a rail, hits it long and straight. The iron play has been tremendous. I think the one place you probably criticize him is around the green. That has not been very good, but we saw with Martin Keimer, you can overcome it because these are not traditional shots around the green that you're going to be hitting at Pinehurst. And, if he just gets, he definitely can be somebody to go toe to toe with Scottie. It was very impressive what happened at the Masters in his first major ever, finishing second on a very difficult track, firm conditions like we're going to see this week. I expect Ludwig to be in the mix. I think the one concern is that knee injury. Is that still a concern? But he finished 5th at Memorial, so you got to assume he's healthy enough to put up a good finish. I'll give him that. Even if the ownership is a little high, I definitely like Ludwig this week.
I was on the ropes there for a second, and then he brought me back saying he liked him. Where are you at with Ludwig, Capper?
I love Ludwig. Listen, there is nothing not to like about him. Everything Steve said is correct. And he's a kid who doesn't have the scar tissue. That's the biggest thing for me. He doesn't have the scar tissue for chasing anybody and losing in a horrific way, as lots of golfers do. He's young. He's dumb. He looks like Tom Brady. So, he's a born goddamn winner.
Wow. It's so many man crushes in this episode for Capper. I did not see this coming, Ryan.
I mean,
new lease on life, wants to explore other.
I was in the Navy. Don't forget.
That's an amazing, the Village people, one of their best hits, I would say. Top 3 at least. Kramer?
Yes. Well,
Who is going to submarine your lineup? See what I did there? What do you got?
Well, hopefully not, or you'd be personally disrespecting Ross Funderburk from the chat, who was that former D1 golfer.
Oh,
stating that he is striping his irons.
Yeah, you're on Sahith, huh?
Yeah, I hate that he dropped this.
Oh, I found the button where I can see the chat.
Yeah, the Capper figuring it all out. And I got to be honest, he's releasing too many of my plays into the chat. I don't like that at all. But we watched him closely because you were on him for the PGA, the gala. And I just like the way that he was playing. I was gonna say playing ball, but playing golf. Good form. It seems. I'm not gonna pretend like I know how ownership works in golf, but apparently when I release a play, it becomes highly owned. So I'm assuming this will be highly owned.
Market mover.
7,600, striping it down the fairways. How do we like this pick, men?
Guys,
Right. Ryan, you have to tell one of them.
I realize
or they just wait for
Steve,
both.
I'll just be polite for my co-host here.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Man, I have a lot of opinion. I have a lot of opinions tonight. So at the beginning of the week, I was pretty high on Tagala. We did our elimination game on Sunday, and he was actually a guy who survived pretty highly in that. And
nice.
What the D1 golfer saying has been pretty true based on what's been happening recently for Tagala. The ball striking has been really good. The iron play has been great. Hitting, gaining a lot of strokes off the tee this year, hits it pretty far. But I think what holds me back at Tagala, it seems like a pretty trendy pick this week. His outright number has been steamed up a little bit this week. I think he started the week around 70 to 1. He's around 50 to 1 now. DFS ownership, at least relative to guys around him, is moderately high. But I'm thinking about the profile of player that is going to do well at Pinehurst, maybe a little more patient, plodding, conservative. And with Tagala, while he has a huge ceiling, we saw that a little bit of Valhalla where misses weren't really penalized all that much. He can be very volatile. And I don't know if that can hold up over 72 holes with the state of his game. He can definitely get off the rails a lot. So that is a big concern of mine. I love Tagala. I don't know if I love him for this particular golf course and this particular style of tournament, but the pieces are definitely there for him to do very well. He just has to be a little more consistent for this week and have his head on straight. Otherwise, though, we could see a big round out of him.
Big round, not a good sign.
Wait, this is
I was thinking of playing him too, but I share a lot of Steve's analysis.
That's fine. That's loser mentality.
Capper, are you in on Sahith?
No, he stinks.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I like it. All right, moving on.
Look, he's a great golfer. It is what it is. There is zero chance he is competitive here. Period.
Okay.
My next golfer, $8,700, leads the Live Tour in scrambling. Call him a Randall Cunningham of the Live Tour. Give me Cameron Smith. Capper, I'll let you start. What do you like about Cam Smith going into the U.S. Open?
Well, I love his mullet.
It is amazing.
The fact he lives down the road. I do worry about what he's been doing on Live, which is not been playing good golf.
Scrambling though.
He wasn't on the most tip chart, but he's definitely been talked about as far as like in the golf community on like a good bet.
Oh no.
I don't know if I can get behind Cam. I love Cam. Maybe in DFS, the ownership will come down a little bit where it'll make sense, but
wow, this is a really sad moment.
This feels like some slam poetry just happened.
Steve, hype up my boy Cameron Smith this week and why he's a tremendous DFS play.
It's not going to come from me.
Look.
I mean,
I read your thing and you liked him. Am I crazy?
I don't think I wrote that. So
okay,
I think the issue for Cam for me is we talked about how it is around the green, and yes, you have to do very well in tournament around the green, but these are not going to be traditional chip shots that you see. And a lot of the stuff that Cam does best is with a wedge in hand. Well, that might not cut it this week. And one thing I noticed too, I crunch a lot of stats on Live. The scrambling percentage is pretty high. It does not seem like they set up these golf courses pretty difficult around the greens there. So, and the one thing that's extremely concerning though is, back in 2022 when he was winning the Players Championship, winning the Open, he was a tremendous iron player. He has really gone downhill. And could he scramble and putt his way to a decent finish? Sure, but I just think his ball striking has really degraded. And
I think everybody can scramble here. Everybody can scramble.
Well, that's the thing too, because you can pull putter from off the green. You see guys gonna do 3-wood. There's a lot of different ways. Like I mentioned earlier, Martin Keimer's 106 third strokes getting around the green, heading it. He led the field in scrambling, and so you don't really. It's not going to be very predictive who's going to be able to do that. And I just think with the way Cam has just been hitting it this year, and really prone to really bad rounds. Like at the Live Houston event, he went 12 over in 8 holes. And it can go pretty sideways for him.
Listen, anyone can go 12 over in 8 holes.
That
would be a great day for me.
That's true. I'm not paid $70 million to do that though. So that was just not my angle this week. I think trying to handicap this tournament based on how guys do around the green, I think is overrated this week. I just see he's not there for me.
Sorry, Sean. This has been rough.
Kramer, who do you got? Well, also, not to throw them under the bus, but I feel like when they both get on their high horses and shit on one guy at the same time, that's the one guy that sneaks up and has a nice one.
We're halfway through the competition. You're already trashing the judges.
I'll do what I want. I'm backed into a corner.
And Sean,
I'm not changing my
lineup. Listen, I always try to skew towards you and give you the benefit of the doubt because
what is this?
You're not there beginning. So
thank you.
I always try to go towards you.
Well, I thought I was.
It's cute how the short people are sticking.
I thought I was using one of Steve's plays.
You're a fucking giant. You're like a goddamn half inch taller than both of us. Jesus,
basically
Christ.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, all right. Steve's the tall one.
Yeah, Steve. Oh man, yeah, not me. All right,
Kramer, what do you got?
Was it
well, downside of having Scheffler and Brooks is you don't have a lot of money.
No.
So
dumpster diving.
And I was scrolling around down here, and I'm really in touch with ownership projections because I generally lead them. But I noticed that Russell Henley very underpriced. He's a great cash play this week, so I left him out of my GPP lineup.
I just love watching Steve's reactions when you bring up golfers.
But we're gonna go with a guy who I lost money on in the Masters. I think he's playing good. He's Australian, which is always good on my squad. But he's finished? Let's see, 5th in 3 of the last 5 events. That's a pretty wild stat. And 8th in another. Sepp Straka. Is that how are we doing? 6,500.
He's Austrian, not Australian.
Austrian.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Too much information got me there. Too much information got me there. Anyway, the Australian.
It wasn't too much information.
That's bad, Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have nice mountains though.
Well, I mean, they sent people to Australia, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, amongst other places. Anyway, Steve, how we doing with Sepp Straka this
on
week?
the trains?
Well, I mean, my angle is just trending ball striking, and Sepp Straka obviously had that. The iron play has been tremendous from him. He's proven he can do very well in major championship setups. He got top 10s at Oak Hill and Royal Liverpool last year. Unfortunately, other people also noticed too. He was pretty popular pick last year. Memorial came through for everybody, so people are going to go back to the well again for him. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about the profile of him, though. Even though he's not the longest hitter, if he hits it straight between the fairways, the ball is going to get a lot of rollout for him. Tremendous iron play, like I just said. That's definitely gonna be a benefit for him, but he is pretty popular this week in DFS. So, word of caution on that.
Well, I am playing a GPP lineup against one person, so
I guess it is our own cash game. Why does Sepp Straka suck, Capper?
No, he doesn't suck.
Thank you.
He's a great player. I think he's good for a top 20. He's not fucking winning, but I think a top 20 is good. I mean, look, he's in insane form. The problem with Straka is he is a roller coaster, and he could eject. He really could. And but listen, I love Straka. I like him as top 20. You can get him 4-1 at some shops.
Let's
and
go.
That's brilliant. Love it.
Feel like I got you right where I want you, Sean.
All right. Next, gentlemen.
Sean, give me a reason. Give me a reason.
All
Come
right.
on,
Well, this
Come
one.
on.
Okay.
Pull out Tommy Fleetwood now.
Don't you fucking
Maybe
do
a
it.
Keegan
You
Bradley.
put that in your pocket and you don't bring his name up. Don't do it.
He's 10th on the PGA Tour in
no.
scrambling. He's also top 8 in par 4 scoring. Now, granted, he hasn't won on the PGA Tour, but this man is due, and you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain Mr. Tommy Fleetwood, $8,500, a tradition unlike any other. Steve, who knows golf and DFS. Steve, Tommy Fleetwood, you're playing him this week, right?
Well, I mean, you want a steady Eddie for a golf course where you got to have a lot of consistency, good ball striking, proven in firm and fast conditions. I mean, yeah, like, Tommy Fleetwood there, had a very good showing at firm and fast Augusta a couple months ago. I think a lot of people were referring to the firm and fast.
Did he win any of these tournaments? Did he win any of these tournaments?
But he is $8,500 and he doesn't have to win the tournament. He can finish top 5.
Capper, I have 6 guys in my lineup. They're not all going to win the tournament. Steve, continue, please.
So a lot of people, I think, are going to refer to the Shinnecock Hills U.S. Open, firm conditions, runoffs on all sides, and he finished second there.
Yep.
So, albeit he got helped a little bit by the USGA watering all the greens. He went out early. That kind of helped him a little bit. People don't want to talk about that, but still, hey, listen, for the Wikipedia page, looks really good for him. But anyways, listen, consistent ball striking, doesn't make a ton of mistakes. Tommy Fleetwood, good pick. Again, pretty popular though. People are gravitating toward that type of player this week. But I have no problem with Fleetwood at Pinehurst this week.
Steve, what do I call Fleetwood? What's his name?
Flaccid Fleetwood.
Oh wow! How do you know? How do you know?
Flaccid Fleetwood. This flaccid prick. I was coming out of the hospital for a heart attack. I had a Tommy Fleetwood ticket. And this prick laid up at the Canadian Open because he is gutless. He will never win a golf tournament on the US Oil.
That hate has no place in this podcast. Kramer, who's your next golfer?
I mean, it's not going well for you. Maybe a wardrobe change?
No.
Okay. Well,
No,
this guy, again, I'm in the depths of these players. Like I assume a lot of these guys qualified like yesterday. Filtering through them, this guy, he's gained 3.5 strokes ball striking over his last 4 starts.
Oh,
I got an ooh. And he has he's 6,400. He fit my budget. And I saw a couple people say nice things about him this week. Aaron Ray? What 6,400. How do you say his last name?
Rye.
Fuck. It was a coin flip. It was a coin flip.
yeah, like rye bread.
He's English. He looks real psycho. There's some pretty interesting videos of him on social media. Go.
It's fine.
Capper, why don't you go? Why don't you go first?
Yeah. You like this
Kramer
one,
still
seems.
hasn't figured out. He's got to ask him.
So, Aaron Rye is everyone's stat darling.
All right,
So
all right,
he is
that's it.
something model.
I'm getting it. I'm not doing this with you guys again. I'm taking him out.
Oh wow! Breaking news.
I'm taking him out. I'll figure out the play next. But first, we're gonna go to a guy who survived. You guys can't make fun of this pick because this guy literally survived rat poison. Apparently, as a 2-year-old, he drank rat poison.
No, don't do it.
Take him
Put the other guy back in. It's fucking better. Don't put him in.
All right.
So for
It's
people who
Steve's fucking man crush.
Oh, then I love
the guy
this pick. Why are you
can't
trying to?
sniff a goddamn win on the fucking tour? He stinks at golf.
He's a badass from South Africa.
No, he's not. He sucks. He's
who
awful.
overcame rat poison as a young person. He's coming off a 4th place finish in the Memorial.
I'm hyped. Who is it?
6,200. Christian Bezendudenhout.
I
I don't think I got that right.
You're welcome. Gesundheit.
I'm assuming this comes from Dutch descent, maybe. There's a lot of vowels out of place here.
It's Afrikaans, and it's Bezenhout.
Okay, yeah, I was close. I feel like I was close
All
there.
I'm asking Blows.
6,200.
Sucks and
Capper,
blows.
you don't get to talk here because Steve clearly likes this pick. Steve,
So, all right.
Steve does not.
Let's clarify one thing. So both of them are statistical darlings because both of them are very good iron players, pretty accurate off the tee. Listen, I am a Bazane Hoot apologist. I am a former Aaron Rye user. I do know that when they're popular, they do come up short a lot and they do disappoint you. And yet they're like a drug, kind of like a couple drugs I'm into on the PGA Tour. Bazane Hoot is definitely one of them where I continue using over and over. And I have my co-host just screaming at me, why do you continue doing this yourself over? And I'm like, well, look at these iron numbers. They're great. And, you know, I mean, in theory, Bazane Hoot should be really good here, good around the green,
But he's
precise
not.
iron player.
He sucks at golf.
But he is very popular this week.
oh no,
And just the track record of him.
Kramer has a
at
better
US Open
shot at winning
sometimes.
this week than fucking Bazane.
you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Fuck everyone. Rye back in. I'm gonna smoke
come
some
on.
rye. I'm gonna snort some
No, we had
Bazane
to hear about Bazane Hoot. You can't.
No, Bazane Hoot's in there too. They're,
Oh,
both in there. Fuck
Okay.
you. Fuck everyone. I got all the ownership too. All the points and the ownership.
All right.
Any other-
I don't
any
know.
other
I don't know
comments?
what Ryan has on his going on.
I
with
just
him.
gave out my last two guys in a fit of fury
Okay.
because Steve liked both of them. They're statistical darlings. Just because Capper doesn't understand numbers.
Oh,
Look
also,
how angry he is
Go
at numbers
fuck
down
yourself, you cunt.
He's-
Are you serious? Of course I understand fucking
there.
numbers.
Look how angry he is down there with numbers.
he told you he's a math guy. Maybe that
I-
was before the show.
I know you got a good numbers guy. I know you got a good numbers guy.
All right.
I'm a good numbers guy.
This guy, he has been playing exceptionally well as of late
Ooh.
with 4 top 20 finishes in his last 6 starts dating back to April's Masters. And going back to Pinehurst, 2014, shot 69 or better, nice in 3 rounds, and tied for 4th. And finished in the top 25 of both majors this year. Give me Keegan Bradley.
Oh, no,
That's
you
right.
didn't. No, you
Keegan
didn't.
Bradley, $6,800. Steve, great value play for Keegan this week.
Hey, you're sick of getting beaten up on this pod, aren't you, Sean? You're playing all the hits now, right? You know,
Yeah,
going to
come
Keegan,
on.
Tommy Fleetwood. Here
Let's
we go. Here,
go.
well, look, this
But
is
come on, 6,800.
Listen, you're picking the wrong week to come out on Keegan Bradley Avenue because he just boned us hard at the Memorial pretty badly. Got
Ultimate
in
bounce
the
back
got in the mix on Saturday. Shot. What did he shoot?
He's fucking
Capper?
top 5 Thursday and Friday.
I just needed him to finish inside the top 20 of field where only 50 guys make the cut. And he was top 5 heading into the weekend, and he finished 53rd or something. So
Yeah, he had a bad weekend. He had a bad weekend.
look, so what's his ownership? I got a feeling he's probably popular. He's on the tip chart this week for
No
an
way he's
outright.
popular.
He
No
finished
way.
top 10 here in 2014, probably why he's popular. Obviously, great ball striker too, but you might be signing up for the Keegan Bradley experience of a heartbreak over the weekend. Maybe he gets in contention going into Saturday and then fires a 78, 79.
I can't emotionally handle that. That he has to do it or win. That's it.
Capper 80-1. We in on Keegan Bradley DFS play as well.
I mean, look, man. Yes, I'm gonna bet him, but no one else should. He's a fucking loser. It's just one of these things where I just bet him because I want him to. I want it to happen. I try to.
Yeah, I
will
mean,
it
if you bet him,
does it ever happen? It happens at 3:00 in the morning. Steve, when the hell was that? The
The
Zozo?
Zozo, when we were sweating that outright.
The Zozo.
Yeah, it was
3:00 in
great.
the morning, East Coast time. We're
Yeah,
texting each other, trying to fucking stay awake.
Damn.
For a second, I thought Capper was talking about something else when he said it was at 3 a.m. All this sexual energy running rampant through Capper just on the eve of the U.S. Open.
My last player, I got him from a DFS guy.
Oh, what?
Who's your
Yep.
DFS guy?
Yeah, what's this about?
Well,
What's his fucking
it's
name?
part of my reveal.
What's
his
his
name is
fucking name, Sean?
his name is Matt Gannon from the Golf Gambling
whoa.
Podcast.
A sharp guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Sharp.
Who, by the way, I love his voyeur videos when he's on the golf course.
Yeah, he's
From
he's
afar.
on site.
Always looking from afar.
This gentleman has a top 20 in a U.S. Open. He's
Ryan likes to sit in the corner with a stool.
He's played
Only if it's upside down. Only if it's upside down.
There was a Ryan's old girlfriend once yelled at him at a party. You probably like those Voyager videos, referring to what type of videos Ryan watched. Which it was funny on so many levels, but the fact that she called them Voyager,
Voyager's stuck around.
Yeah, so it's in the vernacular.
All those Star Trek things you're watching.
Long irons, good around the green. He's made the cut last 3 U.S. Opens. Give me Mackenzie Hughes for $6,200.
Nice.
What's so crazy about that, Capper?
He stinks. He's literally never won anything. He's never going to win anything.
Capper's not hot for him.
$6,200. I mean, I don't know how you know how DFS works, Capper, but you can't play Scottie Scheffler at $6,200. You got to find some value plays. A couple guys you got to get 6 guys to the cut.
Mickelson 6,100. You could have fired some bombs.
I wouldn't mind a little lefty. I'll never play Mickelson.
No. He's better. He's better than Phil. So that's fine.
After I read Billy Walters' book, I'm out on Phil Mickelson. Steve, Mackenzie Hughes, 6,200. What are you doing?
I mean, when the going gets tough for Hughes and gets really firm and fast, sometimes he has risen to the occasion, and maybe that's why he's been pretty decent in U.S. Open subs or any time it's been gotten really tough conditions. So I don't mind the play. It's actually a pretty good pivot, I think, away from Bezadenhu. They're the same price. Bezadenhu's got 3 times the ownership. So I actually like that. I like that play away from Bezadenhu there for a guy who at least has shown one time that he could be relevant in a U.S. Open. But yeah, I mean, in conditions where guys are missing the green a whole lot, that kind of shrinks the gap between, because he's a pretty poor ball striker, kind of shrinks the gap a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he has to be on his A game around the green in order to, contend here. But yeah, he can make a cut, top 40 or so. I don't hate that play at $6,200.
Nice.
I'll take
Canadian. You can't say anything mean about him.
Yeah, come on. All right, Ryan. We were also playing around in the office with ChatGPT and trying to get ChatGPT to do our lineups for us.
Really bad. And
I am gonna play a ChatGPT lineup. I would love just real quick to get your guys' thoughts on the ChatGPT lineup. ChatGPT came up with Xander, Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood, Corey Connors, Devin McCarthy, and Sepp Straka. What do you think?
There's not a bigger list of fucking limp dick losers.
Well, it's
AI not taking over, according to Capper. Steve,
ask ChatGPT, name a list of limp dick losers.
I'm not putting that in my AI. Steve, which lineup do you think will win? The lineup I handcrafted or the ChatGPT lineup? I'm doing this mostly as a science experiment.
Remind me of yours.
My lineup, and we will post ours in the Patreon, on the Discord, wherever you guys want them, on Twitter. Brooks Koepka, Ludwig Aberg, Cameron Smith, Tommy Fleetwood, Keegan Bradley, and Mackenzie Hughes. Do you think that is beating ChatGPT's lineup of Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood, Corey Connors, Devin McCarthy, Sepp Straka? Capper believes in humanity. He's taken me over ChatGPT. Steve, which lineup would you rather back here in the Millie Maker?
Yeah, I'll take the human over the computer there.
Let's go.
The computer basically took the most popular plays on the board this week. And look, I mean, listen, I have been doing DFS Idol with you guys for a long time. I have strong opinions, and sometimes because it's golf and this shit is really unpredictable, we're trying to handicap, human condition and how guys are feeling every now and then. I get
160 people slapping a stupid ball around.
Yeah, I get stuff wrong a lot of times, and I came pretty hard a couple of picks as Sean, and you know what? Sometimes you come through. So I'm going to go with your lineup over the most chalk donkey lineup you could probably put out there this week. We'll go with you. At least you took a couple stands on some guys, and I can appreciate that.
I'm not afraid to make it. So we might be past Capper's bedtime.
I asked ChatGPT why Boston Capper loves Keegan Bradley.
And what did it say?
Without more specific information, it's hard to pinpoint the exact reasons behind Boston Capper's love for Keegan Bradley, but it likely involves a combination of admiration of his golfing prowess, personal resonance and perhaps some sentimental attachment to New England.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I mean, they
perfect.
nailed it.
It's a baby fucking wheel,
We're
man.
fucked. We're fucked. Anyway, all right.
All right.
Wait, bets?
Of course, that was a DFS Idol brought to you by Rhythm, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Tons of great info. And again, I know Capper does some modeling and with golf and with JCPenney, other fine outlets. And
JCPenney.
Great print stuff there.
My first nipple was shown there.
sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM. Get you the free 7-day trial. Tons of, I mean, especially if you're into golf and the numbers, you can really get lost here. Tons of great picks, but honestly, creating your own model is pretty fun and playing around with it. Mackenzie Hughes, who Rhythm gives a decent chance to crack top 20 at +400. So if you like Mackenzie Hughes play, maybe you ride him plus 400 in the top 20. Kramer, what are your best bets? I'm keeping it incredibly simple.
Yeah, Scottie NFL. We're taking a side bet on Scottie Scheffler.
Okay,
7-point dog, and then we're gonna take a first touchdown size bet on Brooks Koepka +2,000. See what I'm doing? I'm getting us ready for football season. We're almost there.
Eating that chalk.
Just giving you unit sizes. What do you mean eating that chalk?
I'm gonna just do.
His therapist would say that he just like to go outside what he knows.
This is excellent, by the way. I might have to go back and listen to this just to harvest some drops. Yeah, some new Capper drops.
I'm big on Brooks Koepka to win. To Steve's point, it's got a 2 in front of it. I'm tempted by those odds, 20-1. My boy Tommy Fleetwood, I'm gonna ride you till we die at 40-1.
That's
and
also
Mackenzie Hughes,
so dumb.
Mackenzie Hughes, who I just learned about, top 20 +400, and then I won a first round leader, and I'm going to go to my golf gambling podcast experts here. Steve, who do you like for first round leader? I'm going to play one Steve first round leader and one Capper first round leader.
I'll pull it up.
I mean,
Steve,
it's a little.
What do you like?
I mean, it's chalky, but Rory tends to get out to really fast starts these major championships, and maybe the USGA sets it up a little easier on day one, where you can go on fire, a 65 or so, 5 under, get out to an early lead. So, maybe Rory, and then we'll see where it happens when he from there.
Rory McIlroy, first round leader. I like it. I'm trying to find that. Kramer, do you have the first round leaders?
No.
All right. I'm going to pull that up here in a second.
I'm sure someone.
Capper, who do you have first round leader? What do you like?
So I always love Rory first round leader.
No,
Wow.
I mean him setting up for a bad finish is right in my wheelhouse. But what do you like? What do you like outside of Rory for a round one leader?
So you gotta look at some early tee times, and I'm gonna go ahead and follow the sword again. Keegan Bradley has a good early tee time. It's 50-1.
All right.
So
Rory,
I found the odds, Sean.
Rory is 22-1, and Keegan, you said is 55-1. All right, let's get it.
So you're saying there's no value in Ricky Fowler?
No, Ricky Fowler fucking sucks balls. He should have been on the goddamn Ryder Cup team. He took Keegan's spot, and I hope he never wins anything ever again.
Now truth comes out.
There we go. All
right, gents. A lot of fun, but toss us out a pick. Obviously, everyone's going to be subscribing to the Golf Gambling Podcast. Get your full U.S. Open breakdown. Get all your picks over there. But Steve, what's another play for the people here you like?
Well, I mean, I've been saying that this guy is going to win since December, and it got off to a very rocky start early this year. But he reconciled with his coach. The ball striking has definitely come back. And if I'm thinking about a guy who has gone toe-to-toe with Scottie Scheffler and prevailed, and a guy who could boat race the field like a Martin Keimer did, I like where Victor Hovland's sitting at this U.S. Open right now. Ball striking is great. The kryptonite on him is the around the green game, but as we've talked about, you don't have to have a great short game to get around Pinehurst. It's a little different this week. I think he can follow that blueprint, and at 20-1, 22-1, I think he has the talent to get a win. As far as the top 20, he's a very popular outright this week, but I think about a consistent ball striker who has done very well in U.S. Opens. How about Hideki Matsuyama?
Yeah.
Top 20 plus 175. I think getting almost 2-to-1 odds on that's pretty good. And that top 40 price, I got my eye on Victor Perez hitting his irons really good coming into this tournament.
Damn
pretty
it.
good.
I almost put him.
Pretty good showing at the Memorial. T12 last year at Oak Hill, so he's showing he can do pretty well in the major championship. I like his form coming in. Victor Perez, top 40, plus 185.
Oh, I almost had him in the lineup.
Shout out to Japan in the YouTube chat. Username Japan loves
Big fan of Japan.
Loves Hideki Matsuyama, and he also liked Hideki in DFS at 8,000, which is a pretty good price for Hideki there. Capper, toss out a couple plays, and obviously everyone going to be subscribing. Golf Gambling Podcast. Follow them on the X as well. Golf Gambling Pod. You can find them. What do you got for the folks, Capper?
So Corey Connors over Cam Young. Cam Young is a prophet that everyone thought was coming, and he did not. He is terrible at golf. Give me Corey Connors. Even money. Fucking plus even money. The best. 36 holes. Let's go. Other than that, I think Steve said, I guess. I don't know.
I like this. We got there.
Capper got rattled.
Stay safe, Capper.
Stay safe out there. Of course.
Should we get him go call an Uber or something?
Yeah. Well, I think he's at his
Get him
house
home from the studio?
maybe
I'm
he
at
still needs. Maybe he still needs another.
It's fucking 1:00 in the morning. It's Eastern time, you fucking West Coast assholes.
We
Thank
love
you. Thank
you.
Thank you, Steve, for staying up. Capper, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, he was kind of rude.
Steve, dealing with some young kids. Appreciate you burning the midnight oil, Steve.
Yes.
Keep up the great work. Capper, good to see you. All right. We got some good shows coming up too.
Yeah.
Talking some lacrosse, college World Series.
All
We
sorts
got
of
it
stuff.
all.
Thank you for
soccer.
participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan
30 minutes of soccer conversation tomorrow, Sean.
Kramer.
Oh, why would anyone do that?
Let it ride.